to the Sit Down Podcast. It's your host, Jamal Ladante, and we got a very special episode. It's the underdog himself, Rone Sledge. What's good, bro?
What's up, bro?
Shit, chilling, bro. Like,
First started thrifting, like when that was a thing, she was doing it like heavy, and my mom and them went buying us, you know, like the shit we really wanted, like Supreme and Stussy. Around that time, niggas was on like the Obey, you know, Diamond Supply.
that was back when Rocky was really like...
Yeah, niggas was on that. Niggas on the HBA, trying to be on all that stuff. Parents wasn't buying it, so thrifting and buying stuff. I mean, you know, buying thrifted pieces that kind of look similar and trying to, you know, pretty much like swag it how they was swagging. So niggas had got this, we had got the swag first, and then like the actual fashion came after, like the actual pieces to put with the swag came after, but we had the style first.
So now, my question is, would you rather have intellect or wisdom? It's like...
Wisdom. Because like with intellect, bro, that could be your average, you know what I'm saying, Joe going to college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Intellect ain't nothing but information. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is something that come over time.
Like, what you gonna do with it?
Yeah. Like, wisdom, everybody ain't got wisdom, bro. You could be 35, 40, still ain't got no wisdom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wisdom is, a lot of stuff playing on wisdom. Common sense, all type of stuff. Having an old soul. Wisdom could be taught, but at the same time, it low-key cannot be taught. Like, you gotta, it just come over time. You either blessed to get it fast, or you blessed to get it eventually, which that's what happened to like 99% of people. Like, when you get old, eventually you get wisdom, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Now, let's talk about Spence. Who is SpencerHodges? Like, what do he or it represent?
That's an easy one, bro. I'm trying to kind of figure out how I want to. It was, I think, 2016, and I was working at Zanzibar in Shaker Square, the restaurant, and you know what I'm saying? I had first came up with another brand before that, but it had seemed kind of forced. You know what I'm saying? My boys knew about it, and it just seemed kind of forced. It seemed like I was trying to figure it out when, in my opinion, when you're trying to do stuff creatively, it should just come to you. So I remember I was just at work, and at the time, still to this day, one of my favorite movies is 50 Shades of Grey. And when I was at work, I was just thinking about the movie and shit, and I don't know if you know about the storyline of 50 Shades of Grey, but Christian Grey, 27-year-old billionaire, you know what I'm saying, weird dude, don't really date, but he liked to make women sign contracts and do submissions. I thought the story was real interesting, but what really caught me off guard is like, why do every billionaire portrayed in every movie, like you cannot find me one that don't just, you know, just regular, you know what I'm saying? Like get fly, if that makes sense. Like they all be suit and tie. I mean, they suit may be expensive, but I be trying to see what they really dress like, you know what I mean? And so I was like, what if I kind of took 50 Shades of Grey, you know what I'm saying, change the storyline, because, you know, Christian Grey was the way he was because, you know, he went through like abuse when he was a kid, and that made him just weird like that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna change the storyline, give Christian Grey a new name. Like, what if I named him like SpencerHodges or something? And then, you know, instead of him being 27, he's 19. And instead of going through child abuse, he lost both of his billionaire parents and they was on a plane crash, and then he inherited all the money. So when you 19 years old, you fucked up because both your parents died. You got billions of dollars. What you gonna do? What kind of lifestyle you gonna live?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put a lifestyle with it. And then, all right, how would somebody who lived this type of lifestyle with this type of money dress? And at first, it wasn't even gonna be like a brand type. It was gonna more so because, you know, I came up drawing first. It was like a comic book. I wanted to do a comic book, but that shit was boring to me for real. Like when I first started, you know what I'm saying, drawing the comics and sketches, it's like, it's really not me, you know what I'm saying? So just start pretty much designing a uniform for this fictional character, and then over time, just start putting names and collections with it. And then that's why everything so far either got something to do with like rebellion or people ask me why it seemed like the brand is based around a white kid. I mean, that's because it is, you know what I mean? It ain't really got nothing to do with me. It's this fictional character.
So he is his own person, like.
Yeah, it's our own entity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too deep for me, but the storyline of him is deep. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I'm an author, but instead I'm putting out clothes. You know what I mean? And,
so you think, like, when you strive away from the clothes and like actually make Spence a film, like, is that?
Yeah, that's just stuff that we think about, and it's gonna come with time. You know what I mean? I want to do a film. I'm working on a book right now. That's pretty much like a half and half, talking about how I came up and how he came up, and then pretty much how me and the brand or him or whatever met. And now we pretty much, you know what I'm saying, going up together type shit.
So now in life, we gotta take L's. You feel me? Like through the process of whatever you're doing, you gotta take an L. It just come along with the process, though. But how do you necessarily like keep up that momentum? Like when you do take an L, how you get back up?
The thing is about taking L's is not L's, bro. They dubs, because you're gonna learn from them if anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what most people believe in, but I'm pretty sure we all know it's a God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One thing I learned is if you really truly trying to do something, you're gonna take a lot of L's. But if you're just playing it cool, like going through life, going through the motions regular, you ain't gonna take that many L's, you know what I mean? Because you gotta take risks to take L's. So, I mean, if you said, what do I think people should do if they take L's?
I mean, necessarily like how you handle them. To be honest.
Oh, you just never forget about the end goal. Like, that's really it. Like,
got to see it through, my boy.
like, yeah, but it's deeper than that though. Like, you say, all right, for me, one day I'm in rooms, I'm sitting down talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking big shit. I'm hanging out with people like Virgil and Ye and people like that. Like, that's my circle in X amount of years. You know what I mean? Why would this little small financial matter right now just make me want to turn all the way around and say, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Forget about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? When that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, you in a room with this people, you putting out these collections, you do a collaboration with these people. Why would this little thing stop me from? So, you know what I'm saying? What you do is you just get past the shit, you keep going. One thing I learned to notice about the L's is once they over with, you forgot they even happened.
Yeah.
You just forget. You forget you even went through that.
And once you take that L, you're gonna dub back and shit fuck around and be better than
You
what
gonna
it was
learn
before.
though.
Yeah.
You gonna learn, because one thing about this industry in particular, when you didn't go to school or nothing for it, and you're not just trying to put out bullshit, which is like a big case right now, and just, you know, the fashion market is oversaturated, and Instagram made that possible. You know what I mean? So you got, when you striving to be different, like to stand out, like, no, I'm not just no Instagram brand, and you trying to get the best quality and get tapped in with the best wholesalers and just trying to do everything the best, you're gonna, one, lose money. I don't work no job. I'm not gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta pay myself. It's just a whole lot of shit that come with it. You're gonna take L's. I done been in debt before, all type of shit, bro. Like, it's a lot that go into it, bro. But like I said, I got an end goal that I see so vividly clear that now over time, bro, once you start taking L's, you, in a weird way, you kind of start liking it, bro.
Yeah, you start appreciating it.
Oh yeah, I'm making progress. Cause if I didn't take this L, bro, I'll probably still be at this amount of followers, doing this amount of sales. This person don't know me yet. These people in this city don't know me yet.
So speaking of cities, you know what I'm saying? We both from Cleveland. But like now it's almost to a point where SpencerHodges, that's like one of the names that you do bring up when you're talking about clothing lines or designers coming from up out of the city though.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you feel about that? Because it's for sure and set in stone that SpencerHodges is one of the greatest brands to lead Cleveland.
It's bittersweet though, cause I remember when before niggas moved to that A, you know what I'm saying? Only people that was really showing love when I used to be word of mouth about it. I was pushing it or talking about it since 2017. You know what I'm saying? It's bittersweet because the only niggas who was really showing love was my homies. You know what I mean? And I can't blame people, but at the same time, like when I moved to that A, and then like your own city, this how they gonna do it. When they see you move away and then they see like, oh, that nigga really on that and he getting, you know what I'm saying, people down here fucking with him in the A, he ain't even from there. Or when I go up to New York and I got people in New York that fuck with me hard, you know what I'm saying, then your own city wanna claim you.
That's
you know
how
what I'm
that
saying?
go, bro.
Just think about Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Man, bro, I remember like that nigga was getting called all type of weird when he used to go to Shaker and all that shit. And then now he a global icon with Ye. And you know what I'm saying, making bangers, the GOAT. Not everybody want to claim. When you talk about Cudi, people want to claim people. I mean, you talk about Cleveland, people want to claim Cudi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they ain't really fuck with him when he was here though.
They didn't. So I do. I mean, I love my city to death, but like I said, it's a bittersweet moment. I definitely got a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely felt like I deserved way more respect, but it is what it is.
You don't feel like that's gonna come in due time though?
It's gonna come. It's gonna have to come in due time because if anybody gonna go up, it's me. Cause that's what I planned and that's what I'm working towards hard every day. Like I'm not lying on Instagram. Like you know what I'm saying. Like the proof is in the pudding. You buy one of my pieces, you gonna see. You know what I mean? Like oh, you can feel it.
Sure.
You can see the detail. You can see the love that's put into it. And then I'm always on these socials, really pushing my shit. You know what I'm saying? So. They ain't gonna have no choice.
Let's talk about that, like using Instagram as a marketing platform. Because you're one of the people that I did see, like me, I'm one of the youngest coming up though. So of course I'm looking at you and other people as well, like on how to do this shit. But you use Instagram as your biggest marketing platform ever. Whether if it's talking shit or whether if it's just you taking pictures of your pieces, like talking your shit about where they came from. Like let's tap on that.
But before I jumped out of college, that was the biggest thing I learned. You gotta use that. Like if you're doing any type of business, bro, you could be selling lemonade. It's 2021 and bro, niggas is up 73. Logan Paul got rich, $73 million off of YouTube. All that shit is the internet. You know what I mean? So when people who got brands and other things say, or any type of business say, I just don't really fuck with social media. Or like certain things shouldn't be a choice, or certain things shouldn't have nothing to do with your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, I mean, I know ain't nobody gonna believe me, but I don't like social media, but I think it's weird. You know what I'm saying? I think it gives people too much room to front and fake. But then on the other side, I love it because, like, it literally is the main reason why the brand is growing rapidly every day. Like, if I had to, you know what I'm saying, give thanks to something or someone, it would be Instagram. You know what I mean? So one thing I learned how to do is just be me, whether it's talking shit and not feel no type of way about it. Like, I'm gonna say what I want to say, which is why I cut my comments off, and I don't care what nobody else gonna say. Because the thing is, whether it's controversial, what I'm saying, or whether it's inspirational, they both gonna make people come and view my story. Because niggas will view shit just because they hate what you talking about. Or niggas will view shit just because they love what you posting. You know what I mean? So I just learned to use that shit to my advantage. Because when you meet me in person, like, I may talk shit all day, but when you meet me in person, whether I know you or not, I'm gonna show love and respect, unless you get on my bad side. And when you meet me in person, all the shit I was talking about the clothes, the shit is really true. You know what I mean? So that's just what I would say. You gotta find your niche, be original, of course. You know what I mean? Well, however you doing it, and do it in an artsy way. You know what I'm saying? Or doing it not artsy, but in a creative way, and people will fuck with it for sure.
So now, what's been your favorite drop so far? With respects to all of them, because they all hard. But what's been?
I would say that valedictorian, Letterman jacket, or the dropout committee sweatsuits, the Yale one, or bro, I don't know, man. I don't really got no favorite, but they're my top two right there though.
the new this world, what is it? The new.
Well, this right here, just because that brought a lot of attention.
Yeah, them niggas hard. I missed out on them. I was one of them niggas that went on the website. I'm like, all right, bet I'm about to cop. I seen the price. I was like, my bank account. I was one of them niggas like, all right, I'll catch up with you, you feel me, type shit. Like, that's just being honest with the financial situation. But, so, I like we want to talk about that, the new world disorder. So, where do you feel like the underdog or the black sheep or, like, where do you feel like we reside when it comes to the new world disorder?
So the thing is with the new world disorder, that's something I came up with because like, I don't know if you know what like the new world order is. It's this shit that they trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Trying to push.
Explain it, break it down for me.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's business, so I can't really get too deep into it, but it's like, with the new world order, pretty much, the people who run this world just want to get everybody, you know what I'm saying, have them by their nuts, you know what I mean? So, with the new world disorder, that's just pretty much like saying no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going for none of that. Regardless, like 9 to 5 jobs, college, all that shit is part of like, in my opinion, like the new world order. And then like new world disorder is everything against that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go out here and be an idiot, but I'm saying like if you got your own goals, aspirations, dreams, and your own view on life, you know what I'm saying? Go do that, you know what I'm saying? Go get rich doing that. And that's just what I stood for, and that's why, that's just always been something that I pretty much, you know, talk about with the brand and shit like that.
For sure. Talk about, let's talk about the last drop that just previously dropped, the 20th?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the jackets. Where they can find them, like what's the inspiration behind them?
Well, can't find them no more because the site just closed.
Oh, yeah.
Literally 3 minutes ago. But the inspiration behind like the valedictorian jacket and the high school history class, the valedictorian in specific, I feel like in high school, I don't care if my grades wasn't the best, you know what I mean? I should have got valedictorian because I felt like I really know what life was about. Like everybody else, like, I mean, I don't really know what they doing now, you know what I'm saying? And that should tell you something, because it's like, you can have straight A's and all that shit. You could be the teacher's pet and all that shit. That's how you get valedictorian in high school. But if I was to make a school, I would give the valedictorian award to somebody who really understood what life was about. You know what I mean? Like, had a real viewpoint on life. Like, not, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to go to college, you ain't got to do that. I want to hear what you want to do. I don't care if you want to go and build a real Lego city that people can live in. I think shit like that'd be cool. So I'm like, people like that should win
Giving it to the people that's different instead of following the system. I
was going to do a whole short little film for this drop, but the timing and money and just finding videographers at the time wasn't feasible at the time. But that's why, like with the drawing, I tried to kind of create the aesthetic I was going for the most. You know what I mean? But it's gonna come out eventually. I'm gonna still do a visual for it, like just because I wanted people to see it. But it wasn't like dissing the education system, but pretty much SpencerHodges had one valedictorian, and he was just talking so much shit. You know what I mean? Like people gonna see it one day, but like, and then like with the high school history class, the front was the past. Like if you saw Adam and Guy hands, you saw the retro, like old, like high school font with the SHUSA, and then you saw like Sex, Money, and Mayhem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like the past, and the back was aliens and shit. The future. You know
that's the one I was about. So, bro, may the higher power bless you with all prosperity, bro. Like I respect the hustle, I respect the grind. Letting people know like how to get to you or your social media platforms.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna close it out.
On Instagram at Rone Sledge, bro. That's really the only way. Yeah. Our Instagram DMs always open.
For sure.
Yeah. And then SpencerHodges USA on Instagram for the brand page. And that's really all.
That's all. Thanks for tuning in to the Sit Down Podcast. Make sure you give us a follow and like at the Sit Down Podcast on YouTube and on Instagram. For sure. I missed that one.